Boone had the luxury of putting Judge's name into the lineup card ever since he's been at the helm. And just a short time ago, he spoke with Jack and Meredith at the winter meetings in San Diego.
Thanks, Bob. As we know, Aaron Judge has been dominating the news cycle since winter meetings have started. Aaron, what has this been like for you as you wonder what this decision might be?
Yeah, exactly that. It's been a little bit stressful, kind of waiting to see, and obviously, you know, it's big news once it comes, and then, you know, where do we go next and all that. So, yeah, it's been kind of stressful waiting it out and hoping for a good ending.
Brian Cashman sat in that seat yesterday, and he said Aaron Judge is driving the bus on this, and that the Yankees have to be patient and allow him to make a decision. Where do things stand right now as far as you're concerned with Judge and the Yankees? Yeah,
I don't know. Just waiting. You know, obviously he's an amazing person, an amazing player, and yeah, we're just kind of waiting to see, you know, what the final decision is, and then we'll plan accordingly.
What's your approach been throughout this process? How have you been handling it all?
You know, I'm busy with other things. Obviously, Cash and the front office and the scouts and stuff are going through all the winter meeting type things, trade details. You know, obviously there's, you know, the negotiation stuff that goes on with, you know, with Hal and Cash and Aaron's people. So it's a busy time. There's so many things going on. So, you know, you do stay pretty busy while we're here.
I know this isn't college football or college basketball where you're recruiting a teenager to play for your university, but were you to give a pitch to Aaron Judge as to why New York and the Yankees remain the best place for him to play, what would you say?
Well, I mean, you know, those are conversations that he and I have had, you know, over the years, at the end of the season, even in recent days where, you know, it's not so much recruiting and talking like that. I mean, we know each other so well now that, you know, you try to be there and be a good sounding board and try and give sound advice, and also be very respectful of you know, this time in his life and what he's going through.
Have you personally had a lot of contact with Aaron throughout this process?
I wouldn't say a lot. You know, we've texted, you know, since the season ended, you know, periodically. I spoke with him a few days ago for a while on the phone. But I would say kind of normal interaction that I would have with him, you know, in the off season.
When you lie in bed at night and you're thinking about a 2023 lineup, are you still putting Judge hitting second or first and playing right field?
Well, I mean, of course, I always want to put, you know, the game's greatest player in our lineup. So hopefully it ends with that. But it's hard to play around with lineups until we get that finality.
Should you have to pivot as an organization, where do you think you guys will go?
Well, I mean, that's, you know, that's obviously what Cash and everyone has to be ready for any and everything, you know, and the reality is whatever happens, we have to be in a position to, you know, continue to move. And I hope it's with Aaron, but we always got to be ready to pivot.
Brian has said that he would like to add pitching, but he has also said that he likes the current status of your rotation. Yep. Rodon is a name that's out there. How do you feel about Rodon? How do you feel about the guys you currently have?
Yeah, I'm excited about our rotation and the guys we do have in there that we're going to have returning that, you know, put us in a really good position to potentially have one of the best rotations in the league. Obviously, there are some guys out there. You mentioned Rodon. I mean, he is a massive talent that's really started to realize his potential, obviously, here these last couple of years with some big-time seasons. So, you know, I know Cash and them are looking at everything and exploring every option, and you never know where the winter takes you.
How big was it to get a deal done with Anthony Rizzo, knowing what he means in that clubhouse and what he means to the team on the field?
Yeah, it was big. You know, he's just been such a consistent obviously performer between the lines for us, but just been a powerful presence for us in our clubhouse and his leadership. And we think some of the new rules are going to be things that benefit him as well with the shift going away. And obviously really excited to get him back in the mix early in the offseason.
Do you worry about the back at all? I know it was a little bit of an issue last season, missed some time with that. He said it was good, but is that something that you have to manage a little bit differently this season?
I think anytime, different players have different ailments that have plagued them at different times, you always concern yourself with those and really try and pay attention to those. We do feel good about, the results we got from the treatments that Anthony ended up having during the season. So hopefully those are things that serve him well moving forward. Always something we'll pay attention to, but we feel like he's in a really good spot, especially right now in the winter.
Aaron, going back to the rotation for a second, there was great excitement when you guys acquired Montas. And then I felt like we never saw the best of Montas. Yeah. It was an incomplete if you were grading him. What gives you the hope and the expectation that you will see a much better Montas in 2023?
Well, we feel like there were probably some minor health issues, obviously, that he was dealing with. Ended up going on the IL for a period of time. But this is a guy that you've seen over the last couple of years really pitch at a pretty elite level. And, he's still a young man in the prime of his career. And we feel like if he's healthy, we should be able to get him back to that point to where he can be a real force in our rotation. That's the plan.
Speaking of health, DJ LeMahieu was a guy that you did not really have the last couple months of the season with that toe issue. Brian Cashman said the other day that he is optimistic. Yeah. Do you expect him to be ready to go come opening day?
Yeah, I'm hopeful of that. I actually talked to DJ a few days ago, and I, for the first time in a while, hearing in his voice his optimism and how he's doing. He's been doing some baseball activities, running, taking ground balls, hitting, those kind of things. He's down in Tampa right now. I know he was scheduled to have a follow-up appointment with the doctor, I believe, today. Cautiously optimistic about how the last few weeks have transpired for DJ.
Aaron, you guys win 99 games last year, get to the ALCS, you lose to the eventual World Series champion. I know your roster is not totally comprised yet, but what do you have to do differently to be able to make that next step, get to the World Series, win a World Series next year?
Well, look, every year is a little bit different. Every series is a little bit different. Obviously we went into the playoffs. We faced some attrition there at the end of the year, losing some guys out of the pen. Obviously not having guys like DJ and Benintendi is part of our lineup. So we're a little banged up going in. And that's going to happen from time to time. Every team has to deal with that. You deal with injuries. Sometimes they can be at the beginning of the year. Sometimes they can be in the middle. Sometimes they can be at the end. So we're going to try and improve our roster as best we can, where we can, and then hopefully put ourselves in a position come October, to be in the playoffs and to have that opportunity to play our best baseball and finally punch through. That's what we're all working towards.
Jack mentioned the 99 wins. How do you evaluate things? When does that process start for you in the off season? Do you take a week and just kind of relax, or are you constantly thinking about it every day?
Well, I think you're always thinking about it, on some level. Certainly try and get away. Right away I got away for a few days, but was kind of right back on it. I love being at the ballpark, and I am most of the winter. Constantly having those conversations, trying to stay abreast of what's going on in the world of baseball as the winter unfolds. Trying to have those conversations with our front office about what's happening, what's going on, where we're looking to improve. So the thoughts never stop.
We know that Aaron Judge was the biggest and best story on the Yankees last year, but Esther Cortez was a pretty close second with what he was able to do. How would you describe the journey that he has taken to get to the point that he has gotten to?
Yeah, it's been great. Really fun to watch that. I remember when he was kind of an up-down guy with us, as we call him up and maybe a spot start or even mop-up innings out of the bullpen sometimes. And he really, I think, endeared himself right away to our staff, to myself, to the team, just with how he went about things, his competitiveness. And then we've just gradually seen him make these strides each and every season to become the pitcher that he is now. I told you I'm not surprised at all. I told him before the season he was going to be an all-star, and another guy that's in the prime of his career that has an opportunity now to really cement him as one of the best pitchers in the league if he can continue to do it now like he has the last couple years.
When healthy, we know Luis Severino is one of the best pitchers in the league. Unfortunately, health has been a bit of an issue for him over the last few seasons. What can you guys do differently to ensure that he stays healthy and he's there every fifth day in 2023?
Well, look, we think last year was a huge step forward for him, getting to the innings level that he got to, finishing the way that he did. Hopefully puts him in a position where he is now, injuries in the rearview mirror, has a baseline of innings to go on that he pitched last year heading into this year. Hopefully this is one of those seasons that turns into one of the best in his career, and that's saying something for some of the seasons he's put together.
There is a report out there that Tommy Kahnle will be rejoining the Yankees. He has pitched for you in the past.
Yeah.
He's got a very interesting personality. What kind of contributions can Kahnle be to a bullpen?
Yeah, I mean, nothing official there yet, but Tommy, is certainly a guy that was beloved when he was here. That big personality he has, but a guy that was really good for us between the lines. Obviously had the Tommy John surgery, returned to form last year, really pitched meaningful innings down the stretch for the Dodgers at a really high level. So he's one of the really, really talented relievers out there.
What can you do to get